Namaste, Guruji. So, please, if we can start maybe by Guruji maybe telling a little bit about his early life, if he doesn't mind speaking anything he wants to say in short about how he came to sadhu life and the beginning of his sadhu life.
I know that, but
I know you know, but they don't know.
थोड़ा सा अपने प्रारंभिक जीवन के बारे में कि आप साधु जीवन में कैसे आ गए,
इसके विषय में
कुछ शॉर्ट में बिल्कुल थोड़ा सा फिर मैं बता देता हूँ।
शॉर्ट में क्या है, तो बचपन से महात्मा है, छोटेपन से थे महात्मा, धुने में चढ़े हैं संत महात्माओं के कस, उसमें संत में जीवन कट गया है। अब ये नहीं पता क्यों आ गए,
क्यों नहीं आ गए, मतलब कि कैसे आ गए थे, कब आ गए थे, तो क्योंकि आप बहुत बचपन में आ गए थे, इसीलिए आपके पास कोई विशेष कारण नहीं दिखता। But he's saying, I need to explain it to you, I think.
Yes.
You want to know what he's saying?
Yes, of course.
So what he's saying that it was, on other hand, his will, the God's will. And he was so young, he was hardly 5 to 6 years. So there was no reason for him to be a sadhu or to become a sadhu. But he was presented by his parents. They had a desire that he should serve for Babaji for sins. So they offered him when he was about 6 years old at one dhuna to Maharaji. And since then he is a saint, and Maharaji he looked after him like parents look after their kids. And since then he is living sannyas life.
Nice.
Should I continue?
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. During this, when he was a bit grown up, he went up to Gangotri, and for so many years he lived there in a cave. It's during those days when there were no facilities, and it was also really very difficult to reach up to the Gangotri, the point from where the Ganga exists. It starts, But he lived there continuously for many years.
This was with his Guruji or by himself?
No, not with his Guruji. It was after serving so many years for his Guruji. He was asked to go, and do his own. Because all what Guru had to give was given to him. And it was the time when he had to learn the things, and he had to experience the sannyas and the sadhu life himself. And I think he was successful in that because he spent about more than 20 years up there. And you can imagine the life 20 years before. So how many आपको यहाँ कितने बच्चे हैं? And you can imagine the situation at Gangotri 40 years before, because he reached here about 40 years before. Since then he lived here. This year, when he started from Gangotri, he didn't want to come down, but he was compelled by his devotees and some of his disciples that it's very tough for them to reach up to Gangotri, and they can't live without meeting him. They miss him also. And they requested him that now it's enough. It's more than 20 years you are in this cave. So please come down. So sometimes the saints, they have to care for the sentiments of the devotees too. And he agreed. But he had one condition, that he'll go down with you, but he'll be staying somewhere on the bank of Ganga. I mean, some people, they wanted that he should come to Punjab, but some people wanted him to come to Himachal Pradesh because it's also a mountain, so you have the same atmosphere, same climate for living there in a peaceful places. But there is no existence of Ganga Ji in Himachal or in Punjab. So he refused. He said that he'd stay somewhere on the bank of Ganga. He may come a little down so that you don't have to, yeah, sure. And when he reached here, Haridwar, not Haridwar, this is Sapta Sarovar area actually. Now it is called Haridwar. And it was a jungle. You can imagine 40 years before the situation here in India. He reached here and at the place where we are sitting now. And he decided that Ganga Ji was very near that time, not so far as it is now. Even it is not far now, we want that it should be really very far. But in those days, so he decided to sit here and meditate, and he made one small kutia, which you can see.
I'll show it shortly.
Yeah, I simply renovated it, otherwise it's the same kutia. And since then, he's staying here in the name of Ganga Ji. He was at Ganga many years, and he's still with the Ganga Ji. But he believes that whatsoever is happening with him and whatsoever happens to him, it's only the blessings of Ganga Ji.
Guruji, to tell us, when you were living in Gangotri, tell us about your daily life there. What was your daily routine there living there?
जब आप गंगोत्री में रहते थे तो सुबह से शाम तक आदमी जैसे अपने आश्रम में अब यहाँ भी है तो ये करता है वो करता है, दिनचर्या जिसको कहते हैं। तो वहाँ पर गंगोत्री में उन गुफा में रहते हुए जहाँ पे न लोग ज़्यादा हैं न भीड़ है और मतलब विकट परिस्थितियाँ हैं, तो वहाँ आप अपनी दिनचर्या आपकी कैसी बीतती थी, सुबह से शाम कैसे हो जाती थी?
सुबह से शाम अपने ध्यान में
उससे आप करते थे?
मतलब भजन पूजन के अंदर में अपना दिन व्यतीत हो रहा था।
अच्छा,
बस किसी में दिनचर्या आराम से कर जाती है, कोई परेशानी नहीं।
मानसिक आदमी अपना भोजन वगैरह
भोजन पानी बनाने खाने में थोड़ा सा जंगल चले जाते थे,
भोजन की सामग्री ढूंढने के लिए राशन होता नहीं,
थोड़ी घनी जड़ी बूटी इत्यादियों का राशन पानी जड़ियाँ सब्जी बनाने के लिए फल फ्रूट को मिल जाते, इसमें दिनचर्या निकल जाती थी अपनी।
He's saying that it's same almost like when you're living down here in some ashrams, that you have to get up early in the morning, take bath and then meditation, puja, dhyan, and after that because of snow outside or cold, very cold there, so he used to get enough time for meditation or dhyan and no rush, no people, near his dhuna there. So most of the time, in 20 years, he has spent at dhuna meditating. He doesn't smoke or he doesn't use any sort of drug or any kind of these things. So simply sitting at dhuna and meditating. And in the daytime, during the daytime, they used to go to the jungles, and bring some herbs and some sort of vegetables, the wild, the jungle, they are growing in jungles, but they are not harmful for human beings, So, and then after coming back to this cave, washing them and cooking them, and then cooking once in a day, because you can't cook, and you are not there for cooking, as he says that these all things we do here also. So just simple food once, and that food also they used to collect from the jungles, different foods, different sort of herbs, they come up with.
There were other sadhus living in the area.
And different camp, he's saying that in different caves. So sometimes they used to go together in a group, 2 or 3 sadhus going to the jungle, and looking for these things, collecting them. Because the life is a bit hard, you can imagine this. So that is how they used to pass the day, and then in the evening again sitting at dinner and just meditation, puja, and sometimes some kind of exercises. And that's how they used to pass the time.
Guruji said his path was the path of dhyana, of meditation, and
He used to do that.
manasika puja.
Yes, yeah.
And this was in what's now known as the town of Gangotri, or was it above this?
There was no town in
no
those
town.
days. The town you're talking about is now the town. There were hardly few very small sort of huts, kind of shops, 2 or 3, just like this for a chai shop.
The mandir was there?
Nothing, no Russian.
No mandir.
Pardon?
The mandir was there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That was there.
Right.
That is how he used to pass the time there. And the devotees used to go there. And some of them he knew, and they still come to him.
Guruji, I mean, I know it's a silly question, but people will want to know, could he share some of his experiences from meditation, some of the things that he found most profound or most life-changing for him?
कोई ऐसा कोई आपकी ज़िंदगी में बदलाव लाने वाला कोई तजुर्बा जो आपको तो मतलब कि हुआ हो या क्या है, तो वैसे पहले क्वेश्चन से ये बता रहा है कि एक ऐसा सवाल है जिसका जवाब मर्जी के ऊपर होता है, और वैसे इस सवाल को कोई ऐसा भी सवाल समझ सकता है, लेकिन अभी कभी पूछा तो इसके जवाब में मैं कहता हूँ जैसे कि ये तो कुछ बोलिए आप, फिर मैं बता दूँ कोई ऐसा तजुर्बा आपका ज़िंदगी में वहाँ हुआ हो जिससे आपको परमात्मा बड़े करीब लगा हो, या ऐसा लगा हो कि परमात्मा है।
ऐसा तो जरा कई बार हुआ,
लेकिन वो वहीं पे
वहाँ वो अपनी गंगोत्री में, यहाँ भी ऐसे कई बार,
ये इस समय वहाँ के विषय पे
वहाँ के विषय में, वहाँ कई बार ऐसा लगा कि जैसे सामने ही हैं, जा रहे हैं विमान में, गंगोत्री में विमान में जाते हुए दिखे। बहुत से तजुर्बे हवा आने, घंटी घड़ियालें, घंटी बजनी, पूजा पाठ।
Few times he is saying that it has happened to him when he was in this cave. He didn't want to share it, but even then, a very little, a part of it I am telling it to you, which he has told me. That few things happened there which changed his. He was changed, but he means that these things changed, he completely changed his thinking and everything. And these things were like, without anyone shaking that bell hanging there. You see this bell?
Yes.
पूजा पाठ,
It used to, he used to hear it that someone is
जोत जाने,
but no one is there.
जोतें जाते हुए।
And it happened in the evening time, at the time when this is a prayer time. Then he said, I think he used to laugh. But not many times. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Plannings, aims, things.
But I'm sorry, okay, so the bell ringing and what else was there? There was something else you were mentioning? That he was mentioning something else, some other experience besides the bell ringing during puja in the evening?
Yeah, but it's there in a cave. And he have had no bell.
Right.
Yes. sometimes in the evening when he says when he sits, not every day, not in routine, you know. He used to hear that someone is starting, because we do this now at the time of prayer. But he had no one to do that. But sometimes he experienced that, and even because it's very difficult, the conditions there in the cave, you don't have jyoti, this light, you know, nothing. But he has experienced the light here. He had no money, no oil, no cotton, nothing for make this, you know, jyoti, the light. But there was light from inside.
जैसे आप बैठे बात
Such
कर रहे हैं,
there are so many other things
ऐसे बात करते
which
हुए
we
भी कई
really
बार
cannot share.
जैसे ये बैठे हो बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसे ही प्रकृति बातें करते हुए कई बार
And many other things he is saying, you know, that because of living alone in this cave, so he has talked to the people. Like there is no existence of these people. You know, physically no.
I mean, beings would just appear in the cave
Yeah.
that weren't physically there, like in their astral body or something like this.
Yeah, and opening the television inside there is no one. Such things.
Yeah, I've heard similar stories like this. I knew this one, Divyananda Saraswati, who also lived up there. Oh no, Bajanath.
किसी दूसरे महात्मा ने भी ऐसा तो जगह सुनाया होगा दिव्यानंद सरस्वती को. Yes, yeah, it's possible.
So,
He cannot.
he said that many, they kind of appear to help the sadhus, to talk with them and give some advice, or some told me like sometimes some sadhu would appear from nowhere, just would just appear from nowhere, sometimes to give food or shelter or some advice, and then all of a sudden would just disappear like this. He had the same type of experience with these type of I don't know what you want to call them, higher level sadhus, special sadhus. Some he had these same kind of experiences.
ऐसा है कि देखो ना, अब इसको कहने का इसका मतलब कुछ पेचीदा है, लेकिन इसमें ऐसा है कि आप यही कह सकते हैं कि ऐसे तजर्बे तो किसी को भी हो सकता है, लेकिन क्या आप हो सकते हैं?
हाँ, इसको भी हो सकता है,
किसी को भी हो सकता है।
ध्यान
लगाने के
हाँ, मानसिक पूजन करते हुए इसको भी हो सकता है। वही तो मैं कहना चाह रहा था, इसकी आवाज़ से पहले जिस बात में वो तजर्बा तो आपको भी हो सकता है।
This is not something extraordinary, he says, you know. You can have this experience, such kind of experience. It's after Mansik Puja, which happens. But like this, it's not this that we have reached up to that point, because you still have to. But it's a very good sign. These are the signs of your success. To keep you full of energy.
Encourages you to go more and more and more.
When you get such fruitful results, you should be sure that you are on the right path. These are the kind of signals.
Are there many sadhus still living up in these areas that are very, very old, still in the body, very old, or have changed their body through this kaya kalp that I've heard about? Is this still, in his experience, is this happening still in this day and age?
कई बहुत वृद्ध साधु हैं, वो कह रहा है जिनकी उम्र बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई हुई है, या कुछ ऐसे साधु हैं जो मतलब कि चमत्कारिक रूप से जिंदा हैं, या जब चाहें जब समाएंगे, या जब चाहें जब इच्छा तो क्या आपकी नज़र में क्या है कोई ऐसे, या आपको लगता है कि ऐसे होते हैं?
ऐसे हैं वर्तमान के अभी हैं तो हैं। वो तो ऐसा है कि जब आप बिल्कुल एकांत प्रिय हो जाओगे तो वो शख्स आपसे संबंध करने आएंगे। आपकी मतलब हार्दिक स्थितियाँ जो हैं, जिस चीज़ की आपको ज़रूरतें हैं तो वही पूरी करेंगे हैं। आपातकाल में आपके हेल्प के लिए वही पूरी करेंगे।
Cannot deny it. Still, the existence of such saints is there. No names and nothing like that he wants to talk about, but there are. He doesn't know the name and anything.
I'm not going to stay on this like line of topic very long. I just know, in the West, many people are interested in these things. I also have some interest, so I'm asking just one or two more questions in this particular little genre. This one very famous, Baba occurs in the West. They say this Mahavatar Babaji, this one who gave this Kriya Yoga to Lahiri Mahashay at DhuniCast. You familiar with this? The one that Yogananda wrote about in all about the Kriya Yogi?
What he did there, what he gave, what is it?
He gave this teaching of Kriya Yoga to this one Lahiri Mahashaya from he was visiting from Benares up in Raniket. And you never heard this? You never? Did you? No. Okay. It seemed in the Camoan and this region that this Baba was very well renowned. That he's someone who stays around for a long time, guiding all the saints and sadhus and mankind through his blessings. Does he have any experience?
I'm sorry, we are not familiar.
Yeah, okay. It's just a silly question. It's a silly question. Okay. So please maybe tell us a little bit about Atmagyan, about what is most important in the quest of Atmagyan.
Atmagyan. What is Atmagyan? That's what you mean.
Yeah, well, in his words.
Yeah, in his words.
Yeah. Sure.
What is Atmagyan?
Sure.
आत्मज्ञान वो कह रहा है कि आपकी परिभाषा में आपके शब्दों में जो आत्मज्ञान है वो आप किसे मानेंगे, किसे कहेंगे, क्या है?
आत्मज्ञान किसको मानेंगे?
क्या होता है, क्या कहते हैं?
आत्मज्ञान किसी के प्रति आपके जो है आत्मज्ञान कहते हैं कि जो आदमी किसी को दुखों को अपना दुख समझे उसको आत्मज्ञान कहते हैं। कि किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, आपकी क्या वैसा है जो चीज़ आपको ज़रूरत है, आपके ज़रूरत के पहले ही मैं आपको दे दूँ, उसको कहते हैं आत्मज्ञान। इच्छा अभी इच्छा प्रकट की है तो इतने में मैंने आपको चीज़ इच्छा से पहले ही अभी आपने इच्छा प्रकट ही नहीं करी तो मैं वो चीज़ आपको दे रहा हूँ, इसको कहते हैं आत्मज्ञान कि मुझे आत्मज्ञान का बोध हो चुका है, इसको कहते हैं आत्मज्ञान। इसी बात का हमारा कैसा है, उसको ज्ञान योग कह दो, ज्ञान दृष्टि कह दो, कुछ भी कह दो उसको, मतलब उसको कह दो क्या ज्ञान दो, ज्ञान दृष्टि से देख लो, उसी को आत्मज्ञान, मतलब एक शब्द के कई आते हैं।
Really the Atmagyan, as he says, this is not my opinion, he says, and I do agree that what he means that real Atmagyan is when you don't hurt even one ant because you have realized it that it's a creation of God who has created me and he has put a soul in every living creature, and he himself lives in the living creature. And on the other hand, the Atmagyan, according to him, he means to say that you have come here, you have just arrived here, you have just sitting here, you have come with some desires, and you haven't you haven't disclosed yet to him that for what you have come. You have simply sit here and the one who understands that why he has come here. And before you ask him that please do it for me, he'll order someone, the one, that please do this for him. That is a Atma. To understand someone from internally, something internal, soul to soul, a relation, a link of soul to different soul. That is Atma. But at this condition, one reaches after you have to dedicate, you have to kill yourself, you have to wait. Then this stage comes. It's a very good question, I think. And I think this is Atma.
Is there ever any end to this type of realization? Is there ever a point where you've reached all you can reach and can never go beyond?
I don't think so. There is any कोई कोर्स का कोई पैराकी का इसका कोई अंत है कि इस स्थिति के पहुंचने के बाद जो है वो भजन करेगा शक्ति के द्वारा इंसान किस स्थिति तक पहुंच जाएगा तो स्थितियों का तो अंत नहीं है
उसका तो कोई अंत नहीं तो किसी चीज का कोई अंत नहीं इसका कोई अंत नहीं ये तो फिर अपनी इच्छा है आत्मज्ञान कह रहे तुम्हारी इच्छाओं को हम समझ लें आत्मज्ञान लास्ट स्टेट है
लास्ट स्टेज
आत्मज्ञान हो गया फिर किसी ज्ञान की जरूरत नहीं फिर वो सम एक ब्रह्म द्वितीय नास्ति फिर एक ब्रह्म द्वितीय नास्ति दूसरा कुछ नहीं है एक ही है वो भगवान
Then he sees just one Brahma. The clay Brahma, this Brahma, you Brahma, me Brahma, he Brahma, cat Brahma, dog Brahma, sheep Brahma, lady Brahma, children Brahma. Dvitiya Nasti is Sanskrit. Eko Brahma Dvitiya Nasti. दूसरा कुछ नहीं
लेकिन जिसको आत्म बोध हो जाता है उसको लोग मेंटल कहते हैं उसको बता दो ये बात ये भी समझा दो उसको लोग मेंटल
That is the last stage. Very few people they reach up to this stage. But when one reaches up to this stage, they are all one. Eko Brahma. That is the real Atma-Jnana.
आत्मज्ञान लोग उसको मेंटल
Self-conscious. And I'm trying, it's not many times that I explain or I interpret. Many times the many channels comes, but I think it's the first time that I'm interpreting because Mrs. Singh is always there to do fine.
So, and what is he found to be the best techniques, the best paths of purification of tapas of meditation that he would recommend for spiritual seekers in the West or anywhere really? From his 40 years of doing intense sadhana, intense tapas, what would he say that seekers in the West should focus on the most?
वो कह रहा है कि मतलब कि आप कैसा पथ प्रदर्शन करेंगे पिछले 30-40 सालों में आप समझ कर रहे हो जो हमारे जैसे वेस्ट के लोग हैं या कोई आपके यहाँ पे आने वाले लोग जो पढ़ते हैं कि वो किस तरह से एक अच्छे संत बन सकते हैं ये क्या है तो उसके लिए यही है आपका जवाब यह बोल के इस तरह से बताओ एकाग्रचित होकर के एक चीज़ के ऊपर जय होकर के जीवन में जो है पढ़ना छोड़ दिया जिस चीज़ को पकड़ ले मान ले उसी के पीछे पढ़ना है तो उनकी अवश्य हाँ तो ऐसे तो होती है ये जवाब तो है ना यही कहना चाहिए
और एक के ऊपर में रहो चाहे वो अच्छे बुरे हैं उसको मान लो भटकने का प्रयास छोड़ दो तो उसको आत्मज्ञान अपने आप हो जाएगा उसको अपने आप आत्मज्ञान हो जाएगा लेकिन वो अब उसको ये बताओ कि वो आने वाला आदमी जब जिसके पास आता है भले उसको आत्मबोध भी होया हो लेकिन वो उसका भी आत्मबोध को भड़का देता है आने वाला व्यक्ति कुछ दिनों के लिए उसको उस लाइन में लाने में काफ़ी दिन लगते हैं इस तरह कपड़े धोने से साबुन से कपड़े धो जाते हैं, गुरु के साबुन है, बड़ा देर लगती है, लेकिन आत्मबोध वाले को भी वो भड़का देते हैं, आने वाला व्यक्ति आकर्षित होना उसके लिए बड़ा कठिन है। जब हो जाएगा तो होना तो पड़ेगा ही।
I think you have asked us what is his advice, what he thinks. That is what you asked.
Well, what he thinks the best ways for spiritual seekers, especially in the West, to rise up in their realization.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so what he says that one must have, you must need a target, and then just decide very strongly that you have to reach up to this destination, to this target. And to achieve any target, you need to follow, to have some rules, some principles. So like this you become disciplined. Discipline comes to you. I don't know if I was able to understand your question, but I have understand according to that, yes.
So, it's fine.
Just concentrate. Don't, don't run here and here. Concentrate on one thing. Get the help of one person, one guru. Believe someone. Believe one thing only. And then concentrate on that. And with the help of your faith, hard work, your dedication, you will achieve your goal. You will reach up to your target. But you have to be stable, disciplined. Everything is needed.
And does Guruji have any special advice for people living in the West? The earth seems to be a bit out of balance these days. Does he have any special advice maybe to have the world, to help us bring the world back into balance? Or does he maybe not feel the world's out of
वो
balance?
प्रदूषण वगैरह के बारे में पूछ रहा है ना, आपको संतों का इसमें मुकाबले में वीडियो हुआ है कि उसके बारे में आपकी क्या राय है, क्या एडवाइस है आपकी, कि क्या ऐसा किया जा सकता है ताकि इस बढ़ते हुए को बचाया जा सके। जिनको वो बाबू जो दूसरे बाबू कह रहे हैं वही आप भी कहते हो कि ये सब कुछ रोकना चाहिए, जिससे कुछ हो सकता है।
हम सबके साथ, सब महात्माओं के साथ ही वो उनके ख्याल तो हमारे भी ऐसे कह सकते हैं। जो उनके विचार है वो विचार हमारे भी, इतनी बात है।
ये नहीं होना चाहिए प्रदूषण, गंदगी,
इसको ये बताना पड़ेगा ना, जो संतों के सब कुछ विचारधारा है वो विचारधारा हमारी है। परमात्मा का कुत्ता आ गया कितना बड़ा।
But he says that there are so many other saints at present, those who are fighting for this cause, but you have asked, and he is very much with all of them, that this is a one trouble, a one problem now, and we all should come together, to that, so that we can sort out this problem and take appropriate steps, so that this imbalance can be balanced. But we all, the whole world, is needed for this.
Okay, what is Guruji?
Like pollution, like global warming, everything, because for the existence of human beings, of human, we need to do something against this, because if describe nature, which is supreme, then I think the existence of human beings is useless.
Which problem does Babaji see as the most important problem to deal with first? Of all the problems that are happening in the world right now, which is the most important problem to address first?
ये ख्याल में आपके साथ क्या सबसे बड़ी समस्या है जितनी भी ये ग्लोबल प्रॉब्लम है जो हमें हो रही है ग्लोबल में से सबसे बड़ी समस्या क्या है जो विश्व में गर्मी
इसमें गर्मी में धुंध ज़्यादा चाह रही है कार पड़ रही है गर्मी अभी देखो कितनी गर्मी है
He says that the global warming is the main problem for him. And why he's saying is this? Why he's concerned with this problem only? Because the Himalayas are melting, the glaciers are melting. He loves Ganga very much, and many times he comes to know through media, through paper that it's really going to disappear once the Ganga Ji. That's my he's very much concerned about the global warming. Of course, about other problems happening which we all are concerned with. Not only the Indians or not only the Pakistani, the Beijing, but the whole the civilization. Is it enough?
Yeah. So if Guruji could just give his special blessings, to myself again and to my family and everybody that will be watching this.
क्या है इस प्रोग्राम को मेरे बच्चे और मेरी पत्नी वगैरह देख रहे होंगे तो क्या आप उनको कोई
To all the
ऐसे
people.
उनको मैं अपना
कोई आशीर्वाद दे सकते
शुभकामनाएं दे रहा हूँ खूब फलो फूलो पढ़े लिखो अच्छी बुद्धि विवेक मिले
माँ बाप की सेवा
हम माँ बाप की सेवा करें संत महात्माओं की सेवा करें भक्ति में मन लगाएं यहाँ बहुत शुभ आशीर्वाद
He's blessing you as well as your children and your wife, and he says that if your children are watching this program, then he is blessing them with a very good education and a comfortable life throughout as long as they live. And he expects, being an Indian, he expects them to serve for you with full dedication for the whole life, and he wish you to get a very good to have a very good relations with your children and with your wife throughout. He's blessing you.
And
वो भी आपकी तरह आए संतों की सेवा करें
Yeah. He is wishing that one day maybe they feel that they should go to India and they should meet some saints and get blessed.
And the same for all the people that will
Of
watch.
course, not only for the
Right.
family.
Right.
Yeah, it's for the whole world, for those who are watching this program, And I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm not very good to explain things.
बढ़िया बढ़िया गाने हैं इसके बाद
आप लोग मीडिया पे वो बन गए
चलो बढ़िया है जय खुश बहुत धन्यवाद गंगा माई तुम्हें शुभ रखे शुभ मंगल कामना तुम्हारी पूर्ण हो तुम्हारा खूब विवेक बढ़े खूब बिजनेस बढ़े संत महात्माओं की सेवा
Make so much of money, not helping. Have a comfortable life.
दाना रोके
Okay. Let me just. This is our wonderful translator who's been sitting here and trying so hard. Who I didn't have a chance to interview, but it's helped me so much here.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah, I know, but still, it's nice. It's nice to hear everyone's different experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much indeed.
And I'll show everyone the kuti and the rest of what's here.